Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to look at the slope formula. I'm really glad that you're here to see it. And if you want to see how the slope formula relates to the rise over run, definitely check out the video, another video I'll make. I'll leave a little link. All right, so let's see. So your teacher gave you this slope formula. You don't understand how to use it. You might be asking yourself, but why do we even need to know how to find the slope of anything? Well, right now you're learning this in a controlled environment. So when you go out in the real world and you have to learn how to do this, you actually have to do it in real life, you're not going to hurt yourself. All right, so let's see. I'm going to make up 2 points here. Let's call point A, I don't know, 4, -2. And let's call point B, whatever you want to call it, 3, 10. All right, so you have 2 points, and if you want to sketch, just to kind of get a little idea, 4, 2, 3, 4, -2 would be right here. That would be point A, and 3, 10 would be 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 10 would be somewhere up here. So that's a really steep slope, and I could tell by the way it's slanted. It's slanted like this way. That's a negative slope, but we'll see. Let's just use the formula, and whatever the formula tells us it is, it is. So when you're doing this, pick one of the points to be a 1 and pick the other one to be a 2. It doesn't matter. Let's say this is your 1 and this is your 2. Why I do it like this is because I find like a lot of mistakes are made with calling this. So do not do this. What I'm about to do is wrong. Some people do x1, x2. That isn't true, because in a point, the first one is your x, the second one is your y. It's a point on a graph. You have an x and a y. So if I'm making this first one your 1s, then you have an x1, y1. And if the other point is going to be your 2s, then we're just going to make that your x2, y2. I could have swapped those around. I could have made the A my 2s and the B my 1s. Whatever the case, no matter how you work it out, you'll get the final answer the same. Okay, so let's see. M stands for slope. There's a historical meaning behind that. French mathematician Meltons starts with the letter M. In some countries, it's actually a different letter. Okay, so let's see. M is slope, and the formula is y2 minus y1, so that's 10 minus -2 over x2 minus x1. So that's 3 minus 4. Take note of the minus of a -2 there, right? What happens when you have a minus and a negative together like that? You could think about it like it's a plus. I'm not going to get into the math behind that, but you could think about it like it's a plus. Or if not, just type in 10 minus -2 on a calculator and see what it comes up with. All right, so let's work that out. 10 plus 2 is 12. And 3 minus 4 is -1. Remember, the bigger number is being minus from the smaller number. So you're actually going to have a negative. You're going to end up with a negative amount. And what's 12 divided by 1? Well, that's just -12. 12 divided by -1. So your slope is -12 over 1. Your rise is 12. Your run is 1 or -1. Or you could just leave your answer like this, -12. Let me give you one to try, and then I'm going to wait a little while and pause the video, try it, and then come back and see. All right, so let me make up 2 better points for you to try with, because that wasn't a very nice thing. Oh, by the way, notice that the slope was indeed negative, as I said, just by looking at the sketch. This is a negative slope, and a line that's slanted in this way is a positive slope. Okay. Let me give you some nicer numbers. -4. Yeah, you're probably thinking that's not very nice, but you need some negatives. -4, 6. So I'm kind of picturing where that is, right? Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. -4, 6. That's for you to do. Let's call this A, and let's call point B Let's do 7, 11. No, let's make that 7, 7, 2. Okay, pause the video and try this one. Dum 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 dum. All right, let's try it now. So, just to throw you off just a little bit, I'm going to force this one to be my 2s, unlike the previous example. And I'm going to make my B my 1s. So, let's see. According to the way I labeled it, my Y2 is actually 6. All right, I'm assuming most of you put the 2 as your Y2. But anyway, so this is my Y2, X2, because I'm making this my 2s. And this will be my X1, my 1. I'd be very careful. Don't mix up the points. That's the biggest thing. Just don't mix them up. 1 is your 1s. The other point is your 2s. X, then Y in 1 point. All right. So Y2 is 6. Y1 is 2. Notice I'm being really careful. Like, I could do this really quickly, but I'm taking my time. Don't be afraid to take your time. It's not you don't have to rush. Unless if you actually have to rush, then, by all means. All right, so -4 minus 7. So that'd be 6 minus 2 is 4. -4 minus 7 is 8, 9, 10, 11. -11. And you could leave your answer like that. Now, if one of the numbers is a negative, you could just leave your whole fraction as a negative. So it's -4 over 11. Right? Think you could put the negative with either the top or the bottom. In contrast, since I am bringing that up, if it somehow turned out to be -4 over -11, that's not true. It's not this. But if it was this, then a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So that's really +4 over +11. But when only one of them is a negative, the whole number is negative. So that's why you could kind of pull out that negative and put it right in front of the fraction. All right. I, again, hope this was useful. And if you think that I could have improved this in any way, shape, or form, definitely let me know. And I will see you later. Bye.